guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Before we begin, I just want to say thank you so much for hitting that play button. To my subscribers, my followers, people who watch my videos, people who share my videos, family, friends, thank you so much. I can't even begin to express how grateful I am for your support, so thank you. I must point out that this is my first vlog ever. Yeah, ever. I'm super excited but a little nervous at the same time, so you guys are gonna have to work with me, okay? I've got a ton of exciting things that I'm gonna be sharing with you. We're gonna be talking about why I started vlogging. I'm also gonna be sharing a little bit about myself, so be prepared to hear some stories. Before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and play the intro and I will see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. In this first ever episode of Enter My World, I'm going to be laying out my reasons for starting this project, which will include sharing some background information about myself. I'll also be sharing what my expectations are as far as what I hope you'll receive from this channel and what I expect from myself as this project grows and expands. For those of you that are watching and don't know who I am, here's my story. 6 years ago, my life changed forever when I decided to leave my home country, the Turks and Caicos Islands, and move to the UK to pursue my dreams. Since then, I've lived in 2 different cities, Hull and London. I've lived in 10 different homes, went to college, I got a bachelor's degree in media production. But more importantly, I've gained a tremendous amount of indispensable life experience, and I've forged several lifelong friendships with some amazing people. Currently, I'm working as a full-time bartender in central London, but in the meantime, I'm working on building my career as a filmmaker and a writer, which explains why I'm sitting here talking to you right now. That's a short version of my story. It's more convoluted than that, to say the least. But I hope it gives you a general idea of who I am and what I do. Before we proceed, I'm gonna go ahead and show you some clips of my home country, the Turks and Caicos Islands, home of the best beach in the world. Now there's a reason why I'm doing this, which I will explain after you watch this montage. Anyway, I hope you guys are entertained and I will see you in a bit. Amazing, huh? How can you not just fall in love? I mean, those pure white sandy beaches, those crystal clear turquoise waters, the food, the culture, the music, the people, the energy. I mean, how? But that's not the real question. The real question is, why did I leave? I know a lot of you are probably wondering, why on earth did you leave? This is a question that I get all the time from my friends or anyone that I meet. They're always like, why did you leave? It's a difficult question. And if I'm honest, here's why. I didn't want to settle. Before I left, I was working as an airport security officer. I loved my job, especially because I was surrounded by airplanes all the time. And anyone who knows me knows that I am obsessed with airplanes. In fact, becoming a pilot was my first dream before I started doing all of this. Nonetheless, I love my job. I was making $2,000 a month. I was surrounded by family, my friends, but more importantly, I was at home. But I knew deep down that this is not where I wanted to stay for the rest of my life. As incredibly beautiful and amazing as my country is, you have to understand that there are still a number of things that it doesn't have as yet. Like a university, we don't have any. And furthermore, the markets for certain fields that I was interested in, like film and media, aren't as big and promising as the markets in countries like the United States or here in the UK. Knowing what the United Kingdom had to offer, essentially I left in search for better opportunities. Moving here has enabled me to expand my horizons by being exposed to a number of different things and effectively gaining a more complete view of the world. This is where I fell in love with the art of filmmaking, where I learned to play the piano, where I learned to sing, where I developed an interest for psychology and philosophy and public affairs and all sorts of other things. I hope this sums up why I left my home country, well, such a beautiful country, to move here in the United Kingdom. We're going to be moving on to the next portion of this vlog, which is, why did I create Enter My World? I created Enter My World for a number of reasons. These reasons, by the way, are in no particular order of importance. The first one is, I wanted to conquer my fear of public speaking and being in front of the camera. Growing up, I was always a shy kid. You can ask anyone that I've been to school with. I had very low self-esteem, and that made me incredibly socially awkward. Whenever the teacher asked for a volunteer or they needed someone to come up to do a reading or to solve a math problem on the board, I was always that one kid sitting at their desk, hiding their face like this, trying to avoid going up to the board. Even though I'm a lot more confident now, truthfully, I still get really nervous, even in front of a group of 4 or 5 people. The second reason why I started to Enter My World is because I have a story, a message that I want to share. I've been through some of the most horrific, most gut-wrenching experiences you can imagine. I grew up in a home without running water. Without no flushing toilet, intermittent electricity, no shower. Yeah, it's nothing. For the first 11 years of my life, we lived in shantytown communities, which I'm sure many of you have heard of. These are communities that are comprised of improvised housing called shacks, which are made using very cheap material like wood. Shantytowns often lack proper sanitation, electricity, running water, and fire protection. They can be found in almost any part of the world. In Brazil, they're known as favelas. In French-speaking countries, they're known as bidonville. In Argentina, they are known as Villa Miseria. And in Italy, they are known as baraccopoli. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Our first home was like the size of a moderate shed, literally. In fact, I have a picture that I took back in 2016 when I went back home to visit my family. I'll show it to you right now. So you see the picture that you're looking at right now. The first door is actually our home. Not the whole building, just that first door that you see right there. That was where our home was. And every other door that you see represents a unit. And inside of our unit, which was a little box, because essentially it was a box, consisted of two distinct areas, a front area and a back area. Separated by just a curtain, the front area consisted of the bed that my sister and I shared, a little table that we used to dine, the TV, and pretty much everything else. While the back area was essentially my parents' bedroom. We didn't have sofas or anything, no stove, no microwave, no oven, no restroom, no flushing toilets, no sink or shower, nothing. Not many people know this, but I'm originally from Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Even though I didn't grow up in Haiti, I'm no stranger to the effects of poverty. Growing up in Turks and Caicos, things were, they were still hard. My parents, who migrated from an impoverished Haiti, weren't even able to finish high school because they couldn't afford it. They weren't able to go to college, thus they have no qualifications, no degrees, nothing whatsoever. And to make matters worse, neither of them knew a single word in English when they first arrived to the Turks and Caicos. This experience, along with several others, are just some of the stories that I'm going to be sharing with you. And I share these stories not because I want people to feel pity for me, but because I want to remember where I came from. Sometimes things get difficult, and what I try to do is I reflect on these experiences, and I'm reminded that I'm a lot further from where I was and a lot closer to achieving or realizing my goals. So ultimately, I want to use my story as an inspiration for others, because they may have come from similar circumstances. In fact, I have friends who have experienced the same things, and I want them to understand, or anyone watching these videos, to understand that there's hope, that you can reach your goals no matter where you came from, and that you are not defined by your past or the way that you started life. That doesn't define you. It may be an essential part of who you are, but it doesn't necessarily define you, if that makes sense. Hey guys, unfortunately we are coming to the end of this video, and I won't be able to tell you everything. I want to, but I can't. But if you really enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe right now. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so that next time I upload a video, you will be the first one to know. And if this video inspired you in any way, please feel free to share it to your friends, share it to your family, share it to your dog, your goat, your cat, whatever, honestly. Right guys, that's it, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to watch this vlog. I really appreciate it guys, and I'm so looking forward to seeing you in the next one.